sees Russia's Kaliningrad enclave hostile and dangerous. In a fiery response, Moscow said any military object inside Ukraine remains a legitimate target, including those linked to weapons supplied by Western countries. Russia insists it is obliged to take such comments seriously and will implement necessary security measures. The Kremlin has also said that it agrees with President Zelensky that talks between Kiev and Moscow need to be revived, even as the war grinds on. And while Donald Trump's latest comments on Ukraine have sparked fresh debate in Washington, the Kremlin says it doesn't see this as the end of dialogue between Russia and the US. We're now joined by Professor Veselin Popovsky, who is a professor and vice dean at Jindal Global Law School. He joins us live from Bulgaria. Thank you very much, Professor Popovsky, for joining us on the program. How does the Kremlin's label of the NATO seizure remarks as a hostile and dangerous reflect Moscow's current threat perception towards the North Atlantic Treaty Organization?
Well, certainly for Moscow, any statement by any NATO general that will dig and find out some sort of challenge, some sort of threat, which is the kind of the tactics to explain the aggression with some sort of aggressive statement by a NATO general. Absolutely nothing surprising. The aggressor is trying to explain its aggression by some statements, some words. And that's what Russia tries to do, to legitimize, at least for some internal circles in Kremlin, in Moscow, that what they do is the right thing to do. And certainly when European Union takes some sanctions, when NATO generals take some statement that they will support Ukraine, including with military support, including with some action and movement of some troops, Russia will every time see sanctions on military movement as a threat to its security, forgetting that it was actually Russia that invaded Ukraine, exactly the opposite. The security of Ukraine is never discussed by the Russians, but the security of Russia is always discussed after every single statement. And that's the policy of propaganda. Try to explain that what you do is right and what the enemy, created enemy, NATO has never been an enemy of Russia, by the way. Never, ever a single bullet from any NATO country went to Russia for the last 75 years. Why Russia is talking about threat from NATO? When in the last 75 years, NATO shot a single bullet against Russia? Never, zero. So what threat Russians are talking about?
Yes, indeed, Professor Popovsky. We have some more updates for our viewers.